A deputada federal de Brampton South, Sonia Sidhu, foi a convidada para mais uma entrevista com o Correio da Manhã, Canadá. À conversa com Nuno Dens, Sonia Sidhu abordou o orçamento de 2021, a pandemia, o projeto Riverwalk de Brampton e muitos outros temas que estão em destaque no Canadá. A comunidade portuguesa também não foi esquecida durante a entrevista que vai poder ver a partir de agora.
We have with us Sonia Sidhu, MP. She is a Canadian politician who was elected as a member of parliament in the House of Commons of Canada to represent the federal electoral district of Brampton South during the 2015 Canadian federal election. So, Ms. Sonia Sidhu, thank you so much for accepting our invitation to this interview. First of all, I would like to begin by talking about the 2021 budget. How Canada's federal budget affects benefits, taxes, and the minimum wage.
First of all, hola and bom dia, Nuno, and thank you very much to today give me the opportunity to talk to through your channel to my residents. And then I really want to say thank you, all Correio de Manhã. I know I was this time. I know from it's been a year. We are doing virtually. We are meeting virtually, but many events I attended, and I really want to say thank you, Eduardo, and especially you, Nuno, today to giving me the opportunity to talk to my residents. The next question you asked about the budget. This budget is very historical. Our Deputy Prime Minister, Christy Freeland, Finance Minister, bring this budget. So when they bring this budget, it's all demographics, even the children, seniors, business communities. I'm getting feedback. They're very, very happy. So I want to highlight in Budget 21 is a recovery plan for jobs, growth, and resilience. This plan is to finish the fight against COVID-19, not just fight against COVID-19. It is a robust economic recovery that brings all Canadians along. I know COVID-19 has disproportionately affected low wages workers, young people, women, and racialized Canadians. Business have been hit hard, with many of them struggling to survive, especially our small businesses, because we are under lockdown. Right now, we are under lockdown. I know many businesses are struggling. So this is a robust plan for recovery.
Thanks. Sounds good, Ms. How important can this budget be for Canadians, namely for people in Ontario who have suffered from this third wave of the COVID-19 pandemic?
Yes, I know this budget is very important in Ontario because many of the national framework will apply directly to the province. We aim to partner with our provincial and territory counterparts. The only community thrive when three levels of government working together: municipalities, provincial partners, and federal partners. Many of the groups that will benefit, such as partners, students, essential workers, and many more, reside in this province that will be able to enjoy the aid and support from Budget 2021. It puts people first, creates jobs, growth, middle class, sets business on a track for long-term growth, and ensure that Canada's future will be healthier, more equitable, greener, and more prosperous. I know right now we are fighting with the COVID-19's third wave, and I really want to say thank you all the essential workers, especially healthcare workers, who are working very hard to save all residents' life. So I really want to say thank you for those essential workers, especially the healthcare workers.
Thank you for your such amazing words. More than 12 million have been vaccinated in Canada. I think it's right. to 12 million, right? And there has been an increase. Is it possible to meet the goal of total immunization by the end of the year?
So, we all want to be vaccinated. Our goal has constantly been the best vaccine is the one that reaches your arm first. I know there's many misinformation or but our goal is that like every Canadian is gonna be vaccinated. We are on track to meet that commitment. We made that every Canadian who wants to will be fully vaccinated by September. The matter of fact, we are ahead of this plan. I know our Procurement Minister Anita Anand is working very hard. As of Friday, over 14 million vaccine doses have been delivered to the provinces and territories, and we are receiving 8 million Pfizer doses in May and 12 millions in June. I know that some people have concern about the vaccines adverse reaction, but it's very rare. However, the best things they can do is speak directly to their healthcare professional if they have any question. But we are working very hard to continue vaccine procurement, but also sending supplies to healthcare workers and facilities. Even last night, a group of Newfoundland nurses left for Ontario to help us here after the Prime Minister called for help to the provinces. Red Cross and Canadian Armed Forces are coming to Ontario after Prime Minister Justin Trudeau immediately approved Ontario's request, which they made to help the province of Ontario.
Thank you. In its budget, the Ontario government urged TAV to provide increased and sustained funding for childcare while offering the province's flexibility to figure out what works best in different regions. Are you satisfied? With what was presented in the budget?
So the childcare, as you know, I got very positive feedback. I'm a vice chair of Status of Women Committee, and I heard loudly, even from my residents, especially in this pandemic. For example, if husband and his wife is going to work or working from home, who will look after their kids when school is closed? So childcare is essential. It has become a very it's a hot topic in the pandemic. So that is why our government listened to us, and our government is committed to creating an affordable childcare system so the parents have more money in their pockets, which they can spend on other essential. They know their children's needs. Yes, we are all happy. Budget represent the plan only $10 per day by 2026. So why is that happened? I know I'm a vice chair of Status of Women. We heard loudly all women, they have a responsibility to take care of the kids, to go to their jobs, and sometimes the seniors at home, they have also responsibility to take care of the seniors. So that is why it was so important to childcare, so give the protection for the childcare. So that is why we are investing $30 billion for childcare. So to make a generation investment to build a Canada-wide early learning, so childcare system got improved. And so what this plan is aimed to reduce fees for parents with children in regulated childcare by 50% an average by 2022, and by 2026, $10 per day. That is what we are aiming to. And I know I got many phone calls for that, so positive feedback. So which is the best thing in the billion. So 6.7 million for schools in Brampton South for infrastructure budget 2021 will invest almost 30 billion over the next 5 years and provide permanent ongoing funding to support quality non-for-profit childcare and ensure the needs of early childhood educators are at the heart of the system. So this is the best thing for all our children and for the parents too.
Nice. We know that the government of Canada to create 30,000 affordable housing units through innovation funds. Can you explain to us how and when this will happen?
So affordable housing is also we saw a need in the country and in Brampton too. That is why I remember that last year Minister Ahmed Hussein, who's our minister, was announced biggest investment in PL's history, $276 million for 2,200 units, affordable units. So this was very good announcement. I know we need to do more. That is why we made a national housing strategy. So we have to we have to look after that the needs, which is a like a important need for the affordable housing. 1.5 billion will go towards a rapid housing initiative. That is also represent in this budget for the rapid housing initiative, which is very good initiative. So more housing unit as soon as we can help the vulnerable population get affordable housing soon. Within 12 months of funding, that units will be built under rapid housing initiative, which is a very good initiative, which is in this budget.
Very good. So let's talk about climate change. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is promising to slash Canada's greenhouse gas emissions by 40 to 35% over the next 9 years, but without specifics on how to meet the more ambitious goal. Can Sonia Sidhu give us more information?
First of all, Nuno, I know 3 years ago when I went to Ponta Delgada, I saw so much greenery over there, right? And when I was speaking in the youth council, number one issue from my youth council, it was very important. As we all know, the threat of climate change is very severe, and we have to act now in order to save the future for our coming generations. As you mentioned, but our government is committed to bring more greenhouse emission significantly. Brampton is known as a flower city. We want to keep in the same way. That is why Budget 2021 proposes to provide almost more than 17 billion towards a green recovery to create jobs, build a clean economy, and fight and protect against climate change. These investments are made to reduce pollution from the fuels and are used in transportation and production of goods, help Canadians have greener homes, promote further innovation, and much more. And then electric buses, as you know, and the last announcements, we got electric buses from federal money. That is for Brampton. That is also an initiative taken towards climate change. And tree planting, $2 billion we are investing in tree planting. This is also a big initiative towards climate change. And there's more plans. I will give you more information through your channel when there's more grants or more programs are coming.
Thank you so much. The Ontario government's plan is to maintain health and economic recovery. Recently, Premier Doug Ford announced that the province will build a new hospital in Brampton. Is it important to tell the people of Brampton that the government has not forgotten them?
I want to add on that. I'm a member of Standing Health Committee. Even though on the last term I was a member, and this term we are working very hard in the Standing Health Committee. In fact, my bill is coming C237, which is a framework, a national framework for diabetes. It's on the third reading. And as you know, we need health services, more health services. Even though health services, delivery of health services undercomes the provincial jurisdictions, but on the federal level, we are working very hard. We all working very hard. I'm glad there will be a new hospital introduced to the city of Brampton, because as we are all aware, that was a long overdue. A crisis such as the COVID pandemic shows us the importance of having a strong healthcare system and the facilities to provide high quality care. This is a step in the right direction. Our government is committed to supporting the healthcare system in any way it can, and we hope to continue supporting Brampton as it acquires the new facility. Canada Health transfer $4 billion for PPE, protection, that immediate support during COVID-19. This is what Premier asked for, and I told that before. Whenever they need help, Prime Minister Trudeau is always there to help. And then even the municipalities last week, he called mayors, Mayor Peel mayors, Brampton Mayor, Mississauga Mayor. He always asked that any help you need, and then federal government is always there to help. Even provincial partner, municipal partners, they're there every step of the way.
What can you tell us about the federal funding that the city of Brampton has secured for the Riverwalk project? Will it be $38 million, right?
Yes. So even the COVID-19 help is always there through Canada Child Benefit, rent subsidy, wage subsidy. So that beside that help, there's a big project came to Brampton South. Even in my riding, I will tell you, in Riverwalk, $38 million, more than $38 million Riverwalk, because the downtown, Brampton downtown sits on a flood zone. That it was so important, Riverwalk, which will create more confidence in investors and creating more thousands of jobs. So that was a big announcement. I know Federal Minister Catherine McKenna, I really want to say thank you to even beside that, I want to say that in transit, there's a big announcement happened in Brampton downtown, transit hub in downtown. And millions of dollars federal government in investing there. Beside that, Brampton is getting a third maintenance for transit, which is announced last month. So, and South Fletcher's Youth Hub is another project which is announced where youth can get the platform. This is a big investment. And there's a Rose Theatre announcement, another one for arts and culture. It's a millions of dollars investment. And beside that, Canada Summer Job, which is federal government is investing $2.7 million. More than 600 jobs are creating so for our youth. And it is a big project which is coming to Brampton. And beside that, Ryerson University, there's more than $500,000. We announced how we can bring youth skill up, and then cybersecurity. This is another thing we are all working on that. So we all know cybersecurity is a big thing in our daily norm. So in other words, as I have said many times, we want a fair share for Brampton, and there have been many recent funding announcements that support Brampton's community and infrastructure.
Very well. Brampton South Fletcher's sports plate is set to receive an infusion of $1.4 million in funds, $1 million for the upcoming community youth hub. Why these investments in the recreational spaces?
So as you know, when even the last time when I was door knocking, and there's a huge need for Brampton's youth, they need quality jobs, right? So that is why my goal is how our youth can get a quality jobs. So South Fletcher Youth Hub will provide Brampton youth of all backgrounds a safe space to participate, and all youth can benefit from the diverse range of programs and services offered. Will also continue to future community development. Canada's infrastructure plan invests in thousands of projects, creates jobs across the country, and build more inclusive community. This is the one of the initiative for the South Fletcher Youth Hub. I know it's more than $500,000 we are investing in that. And as I said, we are also investing in Ryerson University, where we can upskill their skills for, even though it's for the cybersecurity or any other jobs. So even in this budget, the goal is that how our youth can get quality jobs. So after graduation, there are more co-op jobs gonna be where the employers can get the youth. So this is a big, we are trying to make a connection with the youth and employers, so youth can get more experience and more quality jobs.
Very well. Brampton has a strong Portuguese community. That's my last question, Sonia Sidhu MP. What support will be given to community clubs? Can you address specific hate that will be marketed for immigrant communities? Because our Portuguese Canadian community is known best for their small companies and also creating jobs, particularly in the food and the construction sectors, two of the most affected during this pandemic.
First of all, I want to let you know, I'm a member of the Portuguese Friendship Group. We work closely with other MPs in the House of Commons and Canada-Portugal Friendship Group in Portugal. I know the president is MP Ricardo Batista Tale, and we work forward to working together. Now we are working to celebrate Portugal's Days, which is coming in June. And our government is committed to providing aid and support in any way we can. Budget demonstrate this as well. And my first statement in the House of Commons was about the friendship with Portugal. I know Eduardo and his team kept updating the community and Portuguese throughout this pandemic. And even in municipalities, we have a friends, Regional Council Martin Medeiros, Paulo Vicente, and many other Portuguese community leaders. You know, especially in this pandemic, they are working very hard to help all the community. And community clubs can always, apply to Canada Summer Job, business grants, New Horizon funding for Portuguese seniors. And I know I'm really thankful to all Portuguese community, many organizations, they are helping all communities, not just the Portuguese community. They come up and then they helped other communities. On the immigration, last week, government announced an innovative pathway to permanent residence for over 19,000 essential workers and international graduates who are actively contributing to Canada's economy. This will grant permanent status to temporary workers and international graduates who are already in Canada, who possesses the skills and experience we need. So this is the pathway, how they can get the permanent residence. Over 90,000 essential workers. Essential workers means they're working on the healthcare sectors. If anybody need any information, they always can reach out to my office for more information, or they can email me. And I have a Portuguese speaking volunteer, so they can help in their language as well. One more thing I really want to tell you in this budget, for seniors, there was a long from long time, the ask was how the 75 years can get increase the pension. So that is in this budget. Two things. One-time payment, $500. Our seniors who are more than 75-year-old who are receiving the pension, they will get one-time payment for $500 in August, this August. OS pensioner who will be 75 or over as of June 2022, their pensions are increasing by 10%. This is a huge news for our seniors, and we are also investing in long-term cares too. So I know our seniors are very happy from this news.
Thank you so much for this interview, Sonia Sidhu MP. That was a pleasure for me. Thank you.
Thank you for having me on your show. Obrigada, Nuno. Obrigada.
Obrigado. Muito obrigado.